Hey, I'm Jade, and as you saw by the thumbnail and the title, I will be talking about life after college. I just graduated officially yesterday and from Tuskegee University, and I majored in computer science. And I posted my graduation photos on Twitter and Instagram and went kind of viral. And a lot of people started DMing me, asking me questions about, my journey. How did I like computer science? Was it hard? Was it difficult? How did I get started? A lot of people wanted to know my journey and my story. And so I felt what better way than to just put in a video rather than answering 10 million different, DMs. And so that's what this video will be. So just starting out on how I chose my university. I'm originally from Oakland, California, East Oakland to be exact. Yay area. And I decided to go across the country to Tuskegee. Now, I was looking at Tuskegee University, Xavier in Louisiana, and Clark here in Atlanta. Oh, by the way, I moved to Atlanta to start my job as a software engineer for a company. It's kind of discreet, so I can't say what company. But I decided on Tuskegee because of the history. Coming from Oakland and California, just in general, you don't have any HBCUs out there. And so most of your, historical facts come from textbooks. So for me, it was like, okay, I love Black history. And at the time, I was going to all these protests and stuff. And I felt what better way to experience it than to be there physically. Now, I didn't understand, what came along with being here physically. I did experience some things, freshman year, Confederate flags, that was new to me, a little bit of racism, that was very new to me because being in California, we're very open-minded when it comes to different races and cultures. And so being out here, it's a little shock, a culture shock for sure. And so there was that, but I chose Tuskegee because of its history. I loved the campus. I literally fell in love as soon as I touched down on the campus. I was like, oh yeah, I'm going here. And, that was that. And so getting into computer science, I did a program in high school, 2014 of summer 2014. And at first I was like, computer science, I want to go into drawing. Like I draw, so I wanted to do like Pixar or something like that. I wanted to immerse myself in the arts, so to say. And my mom was like, oh, you're going to do this summer program. That's what I doubt. And so I'm like, okay, we'll see how it goes. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to like it. I'm not really into the techie stuff. And I ended up liking it. And so from liking it, I ended up loving it. Because I was able to see, like, I did Girls Who Code, and so we were able to talk to all these CEOs of Twitter, YouTube, Google. And from doing that, you're speaking to all these people, and they're telling you things like, I'm riding the BART, and I look to my left, and I see someone using my product. Like, we talked to this team that, currently was coding for Twitter. And they told us a little background about Twitter and stuff like that. And they were like, we're building a beta version of whatever it was at the time that they were working on. I can't remember. And they would just talk about how they felt, after spending nights and days and months working on a feature for Twitter, and then getting on the train and looking to their left and their right and seeing people use their product. And for me, that was kind of like, wow, I can't wait to do that. Like, I built something and then 10 million, thousands of people are actually using my product. And just that feeling of like, dang, you're using something I spent hours and hours on and you love it as much as I did building it. And so that was a little bit like, wow, yeah, I want to do that. That's what I want to do. And so that's what got me into computer science. I learned Python, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, C++, and C++ went hand in hand with robotics. So I got a little bit of, some hands-on experience with a robot in high school. And so I TA'd with them for 4 years. I love Girls Who Code, love them, because without that I wouldn't be where I am today. And so also I ended up choosing computer science. Now, I will say, when you are choosing computer science, or any major for that matter, please look into the school. Like, you want to sit down and compare each school and their department. What resources do they have? How do they treat their students when they need help? Do they have office hours? How are they with their office hours? Because teachers can have office hours, but not really utilize them effectively. You want to look at what technology are they using? Are they using the latest technology that's going to coincide with these, competitive technology companies? Like, are they using Apple products? Are they using Windows products? How does that compare to the actual industry when you graduate? You want to think about those things. And my experience at Tuskegee was a little bit challenging. I completed what was supposed to be a 4-year program in 5, so that was a little discouraging. But I did not let that stop me, because I knew my end goal, and I never lost sight of that. So I'll tell y'all now, I went from a 2.6 to I think like a 2.9, back to a 2.7, back down to like a 2.4 or 5 or 3, something like that. But I ended up changing it around. I'm now at a 3. I graduated with a 3. I want to say a 3.3. I don't know yet because they haven't posted our grades, but I ended up with honors. And so I went from literally almost being on academic probation to graduating with honors. Like, it's possible. It was challenging. I won't even front. I won't even lie. It was very challenging to get to the point that I am now. I went from my freshman and sophomore year taking 19 credits every semester, not realizing like, hey, you don't have to take all these classes. You can pace yourself. But I didn't have anyone telling me like, hey, you should take 16 rather than 19, or 15 rather than 19. So I'm sitting here just adding on these classes. That's what I thought you were supposed to do when you're in college. You're supposed to just pack on all these classes, do the work, and you'll pass. No. Like, you have to know yourself. Like, you have to know, like, I get very stressed. Like, for me, I get very overwhelmed when I have too much on my plate. And I had to realize that. And it took me 2 years to notice that. And finally I started noticing, okay, I'm getting a D every semester in one class. Why is this happening? And it was because I was too overwhelmed. So I took that down from 19 credits to 16. And I was like, okay, this is working. I'm passing all my classes now with A's and B's. So now from here on out, I'm not taking more than 15, 16 credits. And just by doing that, I ended up bringing my GPA up. So that's one thing you have to know. You have to know yourself. Like, what can you handle? High school work and college work, 2 different things. You could sit here and do a full buttload of work in high school. Can't do that in college. It's gonna be different. So you can say you know yourself and you know how much you can handle and you know that you are amazing under pressure, but really know yourself in the college aspect. And I would say use your freshman year to figure that out, because that's how you're going to figure out like yourself. And so that's a little bit about my journey. So now what's next? I do a little bit of modeling. So I want to become a full-time model. So I'll be doing fashion shows out here in Atlanta, photo shoots, any chance I can get. And so that's kind of where I'm headed towards, because I plan to merge tech and fashion into, something that can be useful. A lot of people don't realize you can do computer science with anything. Like, a lot of people are conflicted. Oh, I want to do this, but I also love computer science. You can merge them. Technology is in any and every field. And if it's not, you could be the first to create it or to establish that. And so my advice would be, find something you love and find another thing you love and just merge them together, because it's limitless. There are no boundaries on what you can do with technology. And so, yeah. But if anyone has any other questions, concerns about homework, about how it would be in college, feel free to reach out to me. I'm very open to answering all and any questions. I've already done it for a couple of people that have reached out to me after I went viral on Twitter, and You know, they just said, hey, you know, I'm a little nervous, and I gave them some advice and I gave them some resources, and I just, you know, I was able to clear their conscience when it came to their nerves and their questions and stuff like that. So yeah, I hope you guys found this video very informative. I probably will be doing another video later on at some point, just kind of documenting my life as a software engineer and how I like it, if I like it or don't like it, or if it's anything that I expected, or if I felt prepared going in from university. And I think that will be very helpful for some people. So yeah,